10 steps to self-love. So there's many different ways to learning to love yourself, and we're doing many of them in this program. But I wanted to give you 10 concrete steps to accomplishing this. The very first step is, if you accomplish nothing else but this one, you will have accomplished a lot. And that is to stop all criticism of yourself. Stop. I mean it, like stop. Take a vow and tell yourself, and have this conversation in the mirror. I will not criticize you anymore. And every time I slip, I'm going to catch myself. I won't let myself continue, and I will keep catching myself. Not going to criticize you anymore. I'm trying my best. I'm doing my best. That's all you can do. We are our own worst critics. Oh my God. I mean, even when we do a really fantastic, amazing job, we find ways to be critical about it. Our appearance, no matter how good we look, there's always something that we got to criticize. And when we do make a mistake, we are the worst at belittling ourselves and never letting ourselves forget it. So we're stopping that. No more criticism. No more. If you finish something and you're not as happy with your performance as you would have liked it to be, instead of criticizing, don't criticize. Instead say, that was great. That was an improvement. Next time, I'm going to make sure that I have better eye contact. Next time, I'm going to make sure that I smile more. Next time, I'm going to make sure when I get to this part, I'm going to speak more clearly. Whatever improvements you want to see, you can speak the improvements. Don't speak the negative. Just talk about what you will do next time. That is acceptable. That's constructive. That's helpful. But just being critical is not helping anything. And no amount of criticizing yourself is going to create the change that you want. You can't criticize yourself into doing it right. It doesn't work that way. So you're not doing anything to help your situation by perpetuating the criticism. And I know that you're very, very used to it. We all got used to it, of being very critical with ourselves. Every human is very critical. Every human is their own worst critic. Unless you're a total narcissist, I guess, which I've known a couple of those. So step one is to stop the criticism. Step two is to be gentle, kind, and patient with yourself. Give yourself some grace. Treat yourself as someone you really like. Treat yourself as you would treat someone you really like, someone you love. Treat them like that. You deserve that. Before anyone else gets that from you, you deserve it. Treat yourself like a beautiful garden and tend to your garden every day. It may not feel like it's accomplishing much in the moment, but it's accumulative. And when you are kind to yourself, you'll feel it. And you actually start to enjoy it. Like it's really, Feels really nice, especially after all the beating up you've done on yourself for so long. Like, really treat yourself like you really, really like you. And as you're in this process of changing your thoughts, adjusting your perspectives, learning new ways of thinking, learning new ways of handling all these things that you're working on, you know, be gentle. You're doing the very best that you can. It's not easy to learn new things. It's not easy to change your thoughts. It's a matter of habits, and you're doing it. You're doing the best that you can. So be patient with yourself. No one's perfect at anything immediately. It takes a minute. So, and as you notice negative thoughts, just keep plucking them out. Pluck things out one at a time. Start getting rid of things, and do it because you are being kind to yourself. It's not acceptable to speak to yourself like that anymore. Not acceptable to be so critical anymore. Number 3 is to be kind to your mind. Our minds never stop. They never stop thinking. Our minds are no different than our brain, or excuse me, our lungs, our heart. They never stop. It never stops. The thoughts, a lot of people think of meditation as emptying your mind of thoughts. You cannot empty your mind of thoughts. It's learning how to observe your thoughts. Observing that your thoughts are just thoughts. They're not even all true. They're just thoughts. Don't mean anything unless that we give them meaning. It's that. And it takes time to change thoughts. So be gentle with yourself that you're making the effort. You're doing this as fast as you can, and you're working as hard as you can. Be gentle with yourself about it. Everything we think, every thought we have, every word we speak, they are affirmations shaping our future. Doing affirmations is the best way to be kind to your mind. And they are shaping your future. They are. We're going to get more into that later on in this program, but they do. And think of your thoughts as building you up rather than beating you down. That's where we're aiming for with our thoughts. That's the direction we're going. Your thoughts are going to start working for you instead of against you. And it's making choices. So allowing your thoughts to build you up instead of beat you down. So it's really being kind to your mind. And we will get more into affirmations. We'll be speaking a lot more about them. Number 4 is to take responsibility instead of blame. So you want to take every experience and learn from it. Every experience is there to teach you something. And when you can look at it that way, you're taking responsibility. Instead of blaming. Blaming is a game. Blaming keeps you stuck. Blaming puts you in guilt. Blaming leads to guilt. Guilt leads to shame. So blaming is not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to help you. It's going to make it worse. So blaming ourselves is just, it's just keeping us stuck. Number 5 is relaxation. So it's important to quiet our minds, slow down, because it connects us. And relaxation is really essential for the healing process. You know, when we are trying to accomplish something, we're trying to create something, want something to happen, we want something to happen, we effort it, we push, we feel urgency, you know, and that, all of that is not going to make it happen faster. It's actually going to slow the process down. It is the opposite of what you think. By relaxing, energetically, you're speeding things up, believe it or not. So I know that with depression, you could already feel like you're slow and you're dragging. Your body might feel that way, but your mind is not. Your mind is not giving you a rest. That's why meditation, mindfulness, all those are so important, because we want to just quiet our minds down, slow it down. We're not trying to empty it. We're not trying to get it to stop working. We just want to slow it down. And that gives it room to connect. It's that relaxation that connects us to our intuition. And so it's one of the reasons why we're practicing so many subtle things, like just mirror work and just stating things and meditation. They're all pretty subtle because it's the same vibration as our intuition. It's the same vibration of our inner guidance system. It's the same vibration as love. So you want to become a more relaxed person by just slowing down. And like I said, by slowing down and relaxing, energetically, you speed things up. You actually get to your goal quicker by slowing down. It is the opposite of what I've done all of my life. All of my life, I've been super headstrong, pretty motivated for the most part. Definitely gone through periods of not, and I've always been the type of person to just push until it happens. Like I can't even concentrate on anything else until this is done. I mean, I was very good at always taking the most difficult route to get anywhere, because I always took the resistant route, the pushing, the efforting. And it's amazing how when you slow down and relax, I mean, not only does the process happen quicker, it is so much more pleasant. Like, how was I missing this all these years? Oh my God, I have so many wasted years. Not that I want to go and do them over again. I've thought about that. You know, now that I feel so much better, I cope with things better, all this, like, oh, to go back and live my life differently now. And yeah, well, that feels enticing sometimes. Oh my God, I just don't know if I want to do that. you, you know? Number 6 is to be in the moment as much as possible. Bring your awareness back to the moment, back from the past, back from the future. Bring your awareness back to the present moment as much as possible. Bring some acceptance to where you're at in your life right now. Gain some acceptance, whether you feel worthy or not. Accept it. This is where I'm at. I don't feel worthy right now. I'm working on it, but I don't feel worthy right now. Just like acknowledge and create a space to have some acceptance for where you're at. It's the perfect way to get anywhere else is to accept where you are. So many times it's the opposite of what we think. Being in the moment is what's going to give you the next step. So you're never going to be given the entire A to Z steps of how it's going to go. You can certainly have an idea of how you want it to finish. You can have visualization, all of that. But when you're not sure of all the steps you need to take, you're not going to be, you can't ask the universe, and the universe is not going to tell you, okay, first you're going to do this, then you're going to do that, then you're going to do this, then you're going to do that, and then you'll be there. It'll be great. It doesn't happen like that. The universe is divinely orchestrated to have us live in the moment, because when we ask what to do next, we will always be given that answer. We'll always be given the answer of what's next, the next best step. That we will be given. So we're meant to be in the moment. And after you do that step, the next order of business is to ask, what's my next step? What's my next best step? And you'll be given it if you listen. You can quiet down, slow down, and listen. So being in the moment, there's just so many benefits to being in the moment. It's where all your power is to do anything and accomplish anything. But when we're depressed and anxious, we're not in the present moment. We're not. When we're triggered, we're not in the present moment. We're feeling shame, guilt, when we're not forgiving, when we're judging. All of that is in our heads and in not the present moment. Joy is in the present moment. Pleasure is in the present moment. Getting to experience hearing someone's laughter is in the present moment. It's a gift that you give yourself. The more you can live in the present moment, the more joy you will experience in your life. The richer your life will feel by being in the present moment. It is one of the most loving things you can do for yourself is being in the present moment. Takes you out of your trigger and helps you realize that it wasn't about what just happened. I'm reacting to what happened 40 years ago that I've not healed. And I know that because I live in the present moment now, and I know what's going on right now. So that's the next step. Step 7 is deserving. Do you feel deserving of love and goodness in your life? Do you feel that deserving has to be earned? And it's a good idea to look at, did you have things taken away from you as a child, whether it was to teach you something or punish you? Did that make you feel undeserving of having something? I think that can be a really common belief that can come from that. And what feelings in the way, what's in the way of you feeling deserving? What would be your reason to not be deserving? Is it always a sense of having to earn it in order to be worthy of it? And why would you feel that you're any less deserving than someone else? What in the world would make another person more deserving? Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has challenges. Everyone struggles with self-love and self-worth. The truth is, you wouldn't have been born if you weren't worthy. Love is what brought you here. Not the love that created your body. Love, energetic love. That's what you came in as. That's what you were before coming here. That's what you'll be when you leave. You are as deserving as anyone else on this planet. We are all equal. There is no more or less worthiness of anyone, not anyone. I don't care how good you are at something, how much money you've made, how much you've accomplished, how many books you've written. It makes no bearing on your worthiness. That is not something that you don't even have power to change it. You don't have the power to change your love. It's just that you choose not to see it. It's been covered up by so many other things for so long. We're very influenced, especially as children. So, we form these beliefs and influenced by what other people say, and it leads to feeling unworthy. Or you are anything but undeserving. You are as deserving as the next person and as deserving as the person before you. I wish I had magical words for this one. It took me a long time to wrap my mind around feeling deserving because I exist. That didn't feel like a good enough reason. But it is true. It's absolutely true. You are just as worthy as anyone else on this planet. Number 8 is to support yourself. Support yourself by, first of all, you have already started supporting yourself by joining this program. This is tremendous support that you have reached out for. So you're on your way already. Good move. But support yourself. Ask for help. Ask for support. We are meant to be connected to other people. We were meant to help each other. We were meant to. It's how we were designed. It's why we all share the planet. We were meant to give and receive support. And think about how good it feels when you have the opportunity to support someone else. Think about that for a second. It feels good. It feels good when you get to contribute to someone else and what they needed. Not only allow yourself to feel that support, but also allow other people who love you to have the joy of supporting you because they want to. It takes strength to ask for help. It takes strength to ask for support. It takes strength to reach out. It's not a weakness. It is strength. It is vulnerability, and it's beautiful. It is. The only reason to have any other opinion about it is because of what other people have said. Don't listen to them anymore. Listen to me. Number 9 is to be loving to your negatives. Your negatives meaning everything in your life that you've created to fill a need. Whether it's been addictions, whether it's been a flight or fight syndrome, whether it be whatever it is, you developed it as a purpose to soothe yourself or to fill a need. You didn't do it just for no reason. So be loving to what you created, because you created it to try to help yourself to survive. So don't hate on what you did or as a means of protection. Be loving towards that. It may not have given you the result ultimately that you wanted, but you were trying. And you got to give yourself some credit for not knowing until you know. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time. At any given time of your life, you've been doing the best you can with what you knew. If you knew better of what to do, you would have done it. So don't beat up on yourself for not knowing. Give yourself grace that you were freaking you tried. And the beating up on ourselves for whatever we've created or done is not going to create the change that we want. It's not going to make things better. It's not. When we can be loving to ourselves, forgiving to ourselves, understanding to ourselves, it creates the space to be able to choose differently and do differently. It's like feeling, really negative about, say you hate your job. You don't like the relationship you're in. By demeaning those things, by being mad at your job, by hating your job, by thinking about how much you hate your job, by talking about how much you hate your job, that's not going to change your situation. If you leave that job and go get another one, you're going to hate that too, eventually, probably pretty quickly, because you haven't changed your energy. You're not going to get where you want to get by being negative to yourself about it. If you are in a job you hate and you want a new job, the very best thing you can do is have some gratitude for the job you currently have. Yep. It's almost always the opposite, because it changes the energy around it. If you can give gratitude to the job you currently have and think about the things that you do love about it, it is bringing money in. It is paying for whatever bills it's paying. It's putting food on your table. It's you like whoever you like that you work with, different aspects. Like, think about all the things you do appreciate and like about it. It's a weird thing, because it's really easy to think that if you trick your mind into liking your present job, then you'll never get out of it. That's so not the case. It's what I used to be afraid of too. It's like, well, if I gain acceptance around what it is, then I'm basically saying that I'm okay with it. No, it's not. You're not at all. By gaining some acceptance around it and appreciation and gratitude, it opens up the door. It opens up a space for something new to come in that's different. And we'll be talking a lot more about like life purpose and career paths and things like that later on. So we'll be going over this more. But anything negative in your life, this isn't just jobs, like it's anything negative in your life, it takes you thinking about it differently in order to create change. Everything starts with us. Everything. Absolutely everything starts with us. So the changes we want to see outside of us, the changes we want to see in our lives, all start with us going about it a little differently. So being, from a law of attraction standpoint, and we'll get more into this later too, but I just want to mention quickly that from a law of attraction standpoint, when you are putting your focus on something that you don't like, the universe doesn't have a no. There's no no in the universe. There's only a yes. So whatever you're putting your focus on, the universe assumes that's what you want more of. Especially when you have a strong feeling about it. So if you hate your current job and that's what you want to think, that's what you think about all the time, that's what you're going to keep getting. More jobs that you hate. Maybe for even different reasons, but you're still going to not like them. So, yeah. Okay. And number 10 is take care of your body. Your body is your temple. Your body is your house. It's the house for your soul in this lifetime. Part of loving ourselves is feeling our feelings. And we have feelings flowing through our bodies all day, every day. So it's important to acknowledge them. Keep the flow. Being kind to your body. It allows the flow. It keeps the movement going. And we need to feel our bodies well. The quality of what we fuel our bodies with makes a very big difference. We live in a society with so much fake food, so much processed food. Everything's about convenience. Everything's about the biggest portion possible, especially in the US. It's so unhealthy. And our bodies really do function with what we put in it. So, and we really have to be our own advocates in life, in our healthcare, in our health, especially. Our healthcare system, while it may be amazing in many ways it is not. And I've worked in the healthcare system for most of my career, so I am speaking from experience. We give cancer patients, when they need nutritional supplement, shakes with sugar, tons of sugar. Sugar feeds cancer. All this processed food, there's so much crap in it. Most doctors, it is so sad how little our physicians study nutrition. It is a very tiny, tiny, tiny part of the curriculum of becoming a doctor. It's unbelievable to me. I've gone to my doctor many times talking about my diet and eating healthy, and he doesn't seem like he knows what he's talking about. And he's a very smart man who is an incredible doctor. But when it comes to nutrition, it amazes me. We really have to be our own advocates. Educate yourself. And luckily, this program you're in is going to be a wealth of information when it comes to health in your body for your depression and anxiety and mental health. So good news there. So you'll have an opportunity to really learn a lot. And I am not suggesting that you change your entire diet. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to give you as much information as possible for you to make the choices that are right for you. But there's a lot of choices you can make about your health and about what you put in your body that has a lot to do with mental health. And we're going to go a lot more into that in some later videos. But our bodies are our temple. They need exercise. They need to be cared for. Give your body pleasure, exquisite pleasure. Treat your body with so much love. Your body has gone everywhere with you. We've put our bodies through so much. Wherever you're at right now in your life, you're not wrong. You're never wrong. You're doing the best you can with what you know. Don't punish yourself for not knowing until you knew. You're right where you're supposed to be. Exactly where you're supposed to be right now. So